Hey, it's Ellen Rohr, living life unleashed by making business uncomplicated. This problem came up at a recent office hours. Office hours are when we all get on the phone together about once a month and we share successes and solve problems. It's a lot of fun. Join us. Well, one person came to office hours with this question: how do you handle when someone calls you and wants you to quote prices over the phone? If you're a service provider, my recommendation is you don't quote prices over the phone. What do you know? You're not there. It's not possible to do a professional diagnosis over the phone. Instead, I recommend something like this. Mrs. Fernwicke says, "How much do you charge for a water heater?" And you reply, "Hey, Mrs. Fernwicke, nice to hear from you. Here's the way it works. This is the really great news. We'll send a service provider to your home, and he will do a thorough diagnosis of the system, give you prices and options and solutions to repair or replace based on a conversation with you and a complete assessment of your mechanical system. Then he'll give you the prices before he does any work, and you can say yes or no at that time. Could I schedule you for service?" And she's going to reply with, "Well, I called around and other companies are quoting from $350 to $2,500. I don't know what to do. Can you just give me a ballpark?" "Oh, Mrs. Fernwicke, what I don't want to do is quote a price that won't hold up once our service technician shows up. Do you have kids?" Now this might work if she has kids. "Do you have kids?" "Yes, yes." "Have you ever known that one of your kids has strep throat and the doctor still requires that you take them into the office for a strep test? It's inconvenient, I know. However, that doctor wants to do the right thing professionally to make sure he does the right thing by you. And that's how we operate too. Could I set up a service call for you today?" You're going to keep asking. She needs service. We want to get the right guy to the job. And she may say, "You know what? I'm going to go with one of the other guys today." It happens. "Mrs. Fernwicke, would you do me a favor?" She'll probably say, "Okay." If for any reason you're unhappy with the service that you get today, the service provider that you select today, if they don't show up on time or look right, or if the price changes from what was quoted over the phone, would you call me right back and I'll send someone right over? You're not going to say, "You get what you pay for," or "You'll be sorry," or any of that, because on the flip-flop, on the other side, you may catch Mrs. Fernwicke should the other service provider disappoint. Because so many people are irresponsibly giving prices over the phone when they really can't know what the situation is. Does this make sense? Here's another thought. Suppose you have a diagnostic fee, $59, $79 to send your service tech out. You might sweeten the conversation with Mrs. Fernwicke like this: "Mrs. Fernwicke, here's another option. I could waive the diagnostic fee if you're flexible with your schedule. And when I have a service technician in your neighborhood, I could alert you either via text or give you a call and let you know, and then we don't have to charge the diagnostic fee, and you could get a price and some options for repair or replacement from the service technician at that time. What do you think of that?" Now, what happens here is instead of just waiving the diagnostic fee, which could leave Mrs. Fernwicke to think that there was really no reason to have it, what she's giving up is a little flexibility. She's saying that I will be available at your convenience for service so that we can make this happen in a realistic way. That's a nice option for catching the call. You're not going to catch every call, but you always, always, always want to do the right thing by your customer. Hope that helps. Bring your challenges to the next office hours. I'll see you there.